I would like to begin by reading. Do you have my quote or no? Something that Josh wrote. Thank you so much. Hi, Tara. I've been joking around a lot. Those of you who are new to me, I've been teaching since 1996, which if you can do the math, and I have over 4 classes a week, that's a lot of Dharma talks. And so now I think I'm just going to let Josh take over and he can start writing the Dharma talks. So today, bringing our awareness to the divine here and now. If it weren't for our mental, physical, and emotional attachments to how things might have been or might have happened moments ago, we wouldn't really concern ourselves much with the past. We might grow, learn, create, love, or not over time, but as within every present moment, but all within every present moment. And if we were truly content with and grateful for everything in our present moment, we wouldn't really concern ourselves much with the future either. We might be able to grow, learn, create, love, more or less or not in due time, but all within the present moment by moment by moment. Every moment is a new opportunity to be present in that moment, and then once again, present in the following moment. It's our attachments and desires to distract us from all of the infinite little miracles happening within and without us right now. Our view of the past and the future becomes crowded and solidifies itself within our reality as a collection of short stories we continue to express into our existence, often reading outdated passages from the mental, physical, and emotional perspective of our childhood. We're still writing an epic novel for some protagonist we might play someday. When we awaken our universal light, we illuminate our past, present, and future as one. We see the bookshelves and the stories and the clutter we've left in our past and the expectations and the fears and the obstacles we've placed in our future. And we do a little organizing, a little cleaning, a little releasing, and finally see that all that's left is now, right now, this precious moment. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and close your eyes now. Allow yourself to connect to all the bursting stars that are you now. We have a beautiful thought that coming this Monday, right? That Saturn and Jupiter are going to connect so closely, and a star may appear that's so vivid. But what about the star of Saturn and Jupiter that are exploding within you right now? Saturn is our contraction, Jupiter is our expansion. What about the wow of now? And if you and I could see ourselves as the galaxies, if you and I can see ourselves as the most intimate place of the universe, then now is wow. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Feel yourself so big and so beautiful and so bright. And also see yourself so big, so beautiful, and so dark. For all aspects of you are essential in this moment now. Deep breath in for the sound of Om. Release your hands, open your eyes. Come forward onto your hands and knees, please, and press back into child's pose. She put them in yesterday to somebody, so she might have put them back there. Walk your upper body to the right side of the mat, stretching your left side body. Reach out through your fingers and reach out through your toes. Hi, Miss Penny. Walk to the other side, please. Hi, puppy boy, girl, boy. Breathe into this moment so fully. That outer door open. Could you close it? Thank you. And come back to center. Rise up onto your hands and knees. And just do a little cat and cow. Move your spine. You remember yourself to be the gift of the universe. You remember yourself to be earth, water, fire, air. You know yourself to be east, west, north, south, above and below, in the center. And all of you is absolutely wow in this moment, spectacular, beyond words. But instead we forget, and so we then go out and look for the past, or go back and hang out in the past, or look for the future. But I want you to wow yourself today. And I want you to notice how Mother Nature wows you as well. Gorgeous. Lift your hips up, downward facing dog. Stretch your hips high to the sky. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, deep breathing. Bend your elbows for just a moment. Take your elbows wide and then hug your forearms in toward each other. Draw your armpits slightly more toward the front of your mat. And then take your arms back to straight. So you're using your arms, not just your elbows twisting in, but you're using your forearm to hug in and then lift and hollow through the armpits. Soften through the heart. And then walk your feet up to your hands, standing forward, bend. Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead. Your heels are right behind your second toes. And then bend your knees deeply and reach your arms forward and up, chair. Good, now take your arms down a little bit more so your torso parallels the floor and look down toward the floor, and then press your sit bones way back and wide. A lot of space. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Take a deep breath in and bow here. As you straighten those legs, you push from the top of the thighs, tops of the thighs, press the legs back, and then pull the thighs right up into that hip socket. And then release the hands down to the floor. Beautiful, everybody. Step your left leg back behind you. Inhale your arms to the sky, high lunge. Take a look at that front knee. Make sure the knee is pointing at that second toe. Veronica's modeling for me today, so if something I say doesn't make sense, just take a look. She's spotlighted herself. Take that right hip crease back just a little bit more. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Lift your chest a lot. So when you have your hands behind you, we have a tendency to drag our hands down. Lift your shoulders up first, then pull them back. Draw your throat back, and then straighten your arms. Gorgeous. Now bow forward. Nice, Kathy. Bow forward. Think of your head touching the floor, connecting deeply to the earth. Let your hands release down to the floor. Really nice. Downward facing dog. Nice, Katrin. Roll forward to plank pose, upper push-up. Remember, the thighs are lifted, the ribs are lifted, your throat is lifted, so everything is so strong, so powerful. Now look slightly past your wrist and lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into Bhujangasana, Cobra. Lift your head, neck, and chest. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Good job. Press back, child's pose for a breath. And then release all the way back up into downward facing dog. Bend your knees in downward facing dog. And cat-cow here, please. Get into your low back. It's the moments that we remember, right? It's those powerful moments that we remember. Press your legs back to straight here. Beautiful, long, deep nose breathing. And step your left foot forward, reach your arms to the sky, high lunge. Keep that back leg nice and strong. So kick up that back leg as high as it'll go and lift your back heel maybe a little bit more. Beautiful. Clasp your hands behind your back. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears, get a nice lift. Pull your throat back, take a breath in, navel in, and bow forward. Those details, right? A lot of details. They're magical. They would create freedom in the body. Hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. That's how yoga becomes therapy, right? All the details. Roll forward to plank. Let your right hand hold you for Vashisthasana. You can always drop your right knee to the mat underneath your hip. You're going to stack your left leg on top of your right. Take your left arm to the sky. Move your head back. Kira, lift your head. Ah, gorgeous. Now bend your left elbow and pull your left elbow back so your chest lifts a little higher. Bend your left elbow. That's it. And then drop the hand to the floor. Nice job. Switch sides. Nice, Jen. Switch sides. Right hand, left hand holds you. Lift your hips nice and high. Pull your right elbow back. Squeeze back. Nice. You guys got this. Beautiful. Everybody touch down, hands to the floor. Downward facing dog. That was gorgeous. Breathe in and breathe out. Every part of you matters. Every part of you is made from, right, Snapple, the greatest things on earth and beyond. Walk or jump to the front of your mat to a squat. Nice, Patrice. Drop into your seat. This is our very earthy time of the year to get deep into the cave, the darkness, percolation of ourselves. Drop your head here for a moment. Go inside. What exists in the darkness is perfection. What exists in the darkness is an open void for you to create. Specifically during this energetic shift, we're given a full open space. What do you want? It is all yours. Do not stop yourself. Do not censor yourself. Be you 100%. Hands down to the floor, standing forward bend. You remember the moment in the Ramayana when Hanuman's reminded that he has everything he needs to save Sita? In that moment, it was a moment in time that he remembered he was bigger than he thought he was. He had more than he thought he had. This is your moment now. Inhale your arms out and up to the sky. Interlace your palms and press straight up. Watch that those knees are not locking back, please. Good, press up, and as much as you're pressing up, hollow the armpits, pull your throat back. And then just your left wrist and pull to the right side. Press down through your legs, take the tops of those thighs way back. And then try the other side. Yeah, nice. Beautiful, everybody. Inhale back to center, sit back to chair. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Maybe bring your feet a little closer together and prayer twist to the right, left elbow outside that right knee, right, nice Roz. Tag that left hip crease back, pull the crown of your head forward. Squeeze everything inside, give a little hug. Come back to chair, reach up. Let your arms reach up as your hips push back. Carol, come a little lower if you can and push those butt back a little more. Yeah, butt back. And then prayer twist second side. When you press your butt back more, your sit bones back and wide more, you give more space for your spine to grow. Good, squeeze in, give a hug, internal organ squeeze. Reach back to chair, inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Yes, 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 bow forward. Gorgeous. Left leg back behind you, please. Right knee stays bent. Walk both hands inside your right knee, both hands on the floor. Good, now either lower down to your elbows or stay with straight arms. Press your hips back. Make sure your knee is not passing your ankle here. Keep your knee right on top of that ankle. Press your hips back and wide. Breathe in and breathe out. We think everything outside of ourselves is more magical than what we are. When did that happen? When did we start thinking that way? We are the shooting stars. We are Jupiter. We are Saturn. We are the sunrise. We are the sunset. We are wow. Good. Take your right arm up to the sky. Stretch up. Reach your right arm over your ear. Let your right rib cage lift a little higher, a little higher. Push up, up, up. That's it. Release that hand down and step back, downward facing dog. And take it through a vinyasa of your choice. That might be coming down to your knees and relaxing in child's pose. Beautiful. Good. Step that left foot forward when you're ready. If you're not ready, you'll meet us when you're ready. Left foot forward, both hands inside. Remember, the knee is right on top of the ankle. And then you can lower down to those elbows. There's a lot you can do here. You can let the left knee drop out to the left. My favorite thing to do here is to pull my left low belly away from the top of my left thigh. So I give space there. That happens to usually be a big contraction where my low belly and my top of my thigh kind of come together as one. So can you pull those apart, maybe round your back a little bit more? Can you breathe into all these spaces within you? The cells of the body, the way that anything comes into our body and how it's committed to fighting off any imbalances. Like, do we really know what our body does for us? Take your left arm up to the sky, please, and pull the low belly away from the thigh. Pull away. Maybe even bend that top elbow and pull back again like you did earlier in Vashisthasana. Pull back. Get that side body. Yes, yes, yes. Release down. Nice job. Downward facing dog. Nice, Lorna. Take it through your vinyasa of choice or none. Nice. Nice, Melissa. Great, Roz. All right, stepping your right foot forward when you're ready. Virabhadrasana 1, first warrior, please. Make sure that back heel is dropped, front knee is bent. Do me a favor, turn your palms forward for just a moment and push your palms forward as if there's heavy air in front of you and pull your armpits back. I hope that makes sense. Here, we'll try it like this. Put your hands behind your head and press your head back so your armpits then can move back. Now pull your elbows down and lift your heart more. Clasp your hands behind your back. Take a breath in. Smile. Bow forward, please. Offer yourself in this moment the gift of you, the wow of you. And let your hands float to the floor. Downward facing dog. Take it through a vinyasa if you'd like. Maybe a Vashisthasana if you'd like. I'm a huge fan of Vashisthasana. There's many variations to it as well. Yeah, nice, Carol. I know I say this all the time, but because I had the honor of twice being at the Vashista cave in India, in Rishikesh, left foot forward, Vero 1, please. It just is so spectacular how peaceful the sage Vashista, that was his complete dharma in this world, is to create peace. And you can just tell by the energy of his ashram. So do whatever you need to do, maybe hands behind your head to become more hollow in those armpits, get the shoulder blades onto your back to soften those front ribs, and then clasp your hands behind your back, take a breath in, and bow. Hands down to the floor. Let your hands touch the earth. Say thank you. And downward facing dog. Come all the way to plank, lower down to your belly and stay. Turn your cheek to the side for a moment. The moments that matter. Every moment. Ram Dass tells Ram Dass tells this wonderful story about a gentleman who stepped onto a train and who was intoxicated. And that somebody else that was on the train was some kind of a master at some kind of martial arts. And the story goes that this gentleman that was a master, turn your cheek to the other side, of martial arts, that he was getting ready to take this drunk guy down because the drunk guy was like telling all kinds of horrible things to the people, you know, like with his words. So the martial arts guy was getting ready to take him down. And all of a sudden there's this little Japanese man sitting over in the corner of the train. And he calls over the man that's causing all of this trouble. And he says to him, "Hey, what you been drinking?" And he says he was drinking some kind of sake or something like that. And the old man starts engaging. "Oh, my wife and I, we drink sake. We really like it a lot. And then we have the persimmon and we have a little fruit with it." And so this man ends up sitting next to this little tiny Japanese man. And when this person who knows the martial arts leaves the train, he turns around to look, and the man who was drunk had his head on the other man's lap as he was kind of stroking his head and telling him that everything was all right. One moment in time, one moment in love. It's all the universe is asking us for. Clasp your hands behind your back. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Feel the squeeze behind the heart, that hug behind your heart. You got to lift your shoulders towards your ears, though. If not, you shorten your side body. Good. And then lift up your head, neck, and chest. Now, you might want to lift up your legs so that you're flying. Pull your navel in a lot here. When you pull your navel in, you really get a little bit more of a lift. Good. Now, let your legs get heavy and drop down to the floor. Bring your hands by your rib cage. Come up to a beautiful cobra with your shoulders deeply on your back. Yes. Press back to child's pose. What is your daily job? Be present in this moment with love. End of story. Because we miss the magic otherwise. We miss the sunrise or the sunset. Good. Come on up to your hands and knees. Take your right arm out to the right. Thread your right arm underneath your left, threading the needle. If there is something that you love to do with that left leg, maybe step it back behind you, maybe step it out to the left, feel free to do that. Know that any moment you can fall over. That's part of this moment's wow. At any moment I can fall. That's fun, Jen Collins. Love to see your, nice Dana. I'd love to see the creativity. Nice, Roz. You crazy lady, crazy birthday lady. Good. And come on up, switch sides. Take your time. Breathe into this moment. Nice, Katrin. Beautiful, Sharon. And slowly come on up. Nice work, everybody. Downward facing dog. And then please jump to squat again. Some of you, squatting is not okay for your knees, so come into chair. And again, once you arrive in that squat, just let your head drop in complete and utter devotion to you. You matter, every part of you. Receive yourself so fully today so that your magic is so out there. Standing forward, bend, please. Let your jaw relax. Maybe even breathe through your mouth for a moment, right? Nose breathing is the suggestion in our asana practice, but maybe even breathe through your mouth for a moment. Hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. I guess part of being in this moment, we free ourselves from some of the excess that we're carrying. So Natarajasana is one of those poses that reminds us that every moment is a snapshot. Every moment is a opportunity, right? Because it's a dance of Shiva. It's a dance of the cosmic one. It's a dance of you and me. So go ahead, hug your right knee into your chest. Remember, when we hug the knee in, the sit bones press forward. So press your sit bones back now. Lift your low belly. And then hold on to your right ankle with your right hand and bring your heel behind you. This is a nice little thigh stretch to begin with. Take your left arm up to the sky. Don't do anything else, though. Stay right there. Feel your right knee pressing down to the floor, but lift your low belly more. Your navel comes in and up. Now press your toes into your hands, so your toes spread wide. And with kicking your foot into your hand, now start to lean forward. You can always bend your standing leg. That's totally cool. That's even more of a dance, right? Try to take that left armpit back more. Make sure that knee points down to the floor, though. Good. Inhale, come on up. I say inhale, come on up, because some of us hold our breath while we do that. Try the other side. And before you come into the back bend, reach the knee down and reach the arm up. So you're going to left hand reaches back for left ankle. Right arm reaches toward the sky. Push the knee down. So look for space. Get that armpit back. So think of this, everybody. Outer armpit, inner elbow moves back in space. So right outer right outer armpit moves back. And then lean forward. Don't twist it. Nice. Kick that foot higher. One more breath. And come on up. Gorgeous. If you have a block, can you put it in front of you right now? If you don't have a block, maybe you have a book nearby. Place it right at the center of your mat. Reach back for your right ankle again. So Natarajasana, same thing. Left arm up. Reach up, look up to the sky for just a minute. Again, the more our perspective gets a bigger vision, we're better off. So look up, even if it means you're going to fall, press the knee down. And then start to kick that foot back into your hand and lean forward, but feel like you're leaning forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. And then the last moment, let your right hand come down and touch the block if you can. Try to hold on to that ankle still and open up. Ardha Chandrasana, we're on a waxing moon. So delighting in all the newness. Good. Now stretch your left arm out in front of you and rise back up. Come on, come on, come on, even if you fall. And release. Right, none of this matters. The physical doesn't matter. Of course it does, because it stretches it out and it makes us feel better. But what matters is what's your mind and breath doing? What's your mind saying? How long is your breath? How's your nervous system? Good. Reach for that left ankle. And then look up to the sky first. You could reach the arm up, but look up. Gaze upward. Good. And then as you start to lean forward, kick the foot into the hand. You're going as slow as you can, but if you fall, the floor is there, the earth is there, it'll catch you. Hand to the block. Navel in, slowly open up. Good, and then try to come all the way back up. And release down. Okay, one more variation of Natrajasana. Some of you have done this with me before. Hug your right knee into your chest. You might need to look at Veronica, but let's see. Your right shin slightly crosses in front of your left leg, slightly crosses in front, and you bend your left knee. So this is really what the statue Natrajasana looks like. You take your right hand, you take Yana Mudra, and you take your right palm and face it up toward the ceiling. Your left palm, you bring face up underneath your navel. So your right hand is toward the ceiling, your left hand is underneath your navel, and it doesn't matter if it's a little different. Make sure your butt goes back more. So bend your standing leg, Lori, bend your standing leg a lot and send your butt back. That's it, Kira, very nice. So you're in that very interesting little dance, your cosmic dance, and every moment being just as important. Butt back, beautiful, beautiful. Inhale, come on up. Did you hold your breath? It's always that moment that you say to yourself, I'm going to consciously hold my breath. Then it's a good idea, right? Then you get all the benefits from that. Okay, try the other side, please. Right, it said in our teaching that holding our breath, kumbhak, is very powerful, cleans the blood. So there's a lot of benefits of holding your breath, but do it consciously. Good. All right, so lean back, so your knee bends. Yes, you're in this beautiful moment, picture-taking moment of the dance of your life. One arm over your head, one hand under the navel. Yes. Breathing deeply. Nice, Sarah. Nice, Elisa. And come on up. Wonderful. Beautiful. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Step back, downward facing dog. You are the shooting stars. Right foot forward. Open up Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. You allow your right thigh to drop deeply toward the earth, pointing your knee at your second toe. And then bend your back knee, bend your left knee for just a moment. Just bend your back. Yeah, it's kind of awkward and interesting all at once. Let your pelvis feel like it really releases. It has a sensation of dropping, letting go. We hold so much in our pelvis. I know that to be true. And then straighten that back leg, draw the navel in without getting more tight, get more open. And then straighten that right leg and come into triangle pose, Trikonasana, like a star. Yes. Yes. Nice, Jane. Nice, Carol. Beautiful. Now, can you bring your arms up and alongside your ears just for a moment so your legs are so powerful? Right arm underneath your right ear, left arm over your ear. And extend your body as long as it can, and then let your right hand drop back down so sweetly, and your left arm reach back to the sky, sky energy. Keep your ribs pressing back. Good, hands down to the floor, downward facing dog. Left foot comes forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior, goddess, the god. In this moment, may you feel how incredible you are. Good, and then take it into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Again, look at how you align your head with your spine. Pull the navel in, beautiful. Nice, Sarah. So it's sweet when your hand touches your ankle or a block, right? But then take your arms over your ears and just feel how powerful these legs are. And thank you, legs, for the amazing work you do for me. And then allow the left hand to drop back down and the right arm to reach up again. Inhale deeply into this body. Exhale, release down, downward facing dog. And drop down to those knees and press back into child's pose. Breathe into this back body. Breathe into your kidneys. The divine here and now. To be truly content. In this moment, we create, we love. As our past, our future, and now become one. And all we have to write in this moment is our next breath. We don't have to write tomorrow or 2021. We just have to write what's on our breath right now. That's our legacy, what we're doing in this moment. Okay, let's try one more flow and then we'll come to our backs. So downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Make sure those heads are not hanging, right? Drawing the ears up slightly, armpits slightly forward. And then step your right foot forward. Open up to Virabhadrasana 2 once again, second warrior. Slide your left arm down your left leg. Take your right arm up and back. Left arm down your left leg, right arm up and back. Good, take your right forearm onto your right thigh, left arm over your ear. Or you can plant your right hand down on the floor as long as you keep your right side body nice and long. Good, floating forward into half moon once again. We'll call it the waxing moon because that's where we are. Lift that left leg up. And now allow your left hand to touch down to the floor and let your left toes point to the floor and bring your right arm up to the sky. You could put your hand on a block. Right arm up, twisting Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe reach back for that ankle if you'd like. And those of you who are in this moment wanting to be crazy, take your left arm and bring it up to the sky. So you're in twisting, not Taraj. Yeah, Kara, you go, girl. There we go. Come on up. And then let that hand come all the way back down. Beautiful. And then step back, downward facing dog. Ha! Why not? There's no more rules anymore. Did you guys hear that? There's no more rules in the world. They're all gone. Good, left foot steps forward, second warrior. Do whatever the hell you want with love. Take your right arm down your right leg, take your left arm up and back. As you do this, push your knee forward. Yes, Allison. And then left forearm down onto left thigh, right arm over your ear. Press down into that thigh to lift your left ribs up so you get a lot of space to breathe. Amazing. Float forward into half moon. Fly like Hanuman. Nice. Keep breathing. Flex that back foot. And then let your right hand float to the block and turn your right toes down. Take your left arm to the sky. Maybe reach back for that ankle. If you want to come back up to twisting, Natarajasana, go ahead and give it a shot. Float that hand back down to the floor. Nice, Ronnie. And step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. I want you to take a couple of slow cobras. What I mean by that is I want your hands by your rib cage, your shoulders lifted, your legs powerful. Specifically pull your navel in. That's a point that we often forget when we're coming into anything that we're on our belly to do. Navel in. And lift up into a very low cobra first. You take a little part of the spine and you give it a kiss. And then you come on back down. And then you come up a little bit higher and you kiss the next part of your spine with your mind. And then continue like that a couple more times. Nice, Nancy. The awareness you bring, the mind you bring to this moment, and love that you bring to this moment for this body, this temple. Two more like that. And then once you finish, turn your cheek to the side once again and relax. One of my favorite books, The Radiant Sutras. When you gaze into the wonder at the stars, become enthralled with the vast spaciousness between them. Space is an incomprehensible being, an invisible presence, independently wealthy, without beginning or end, and always giving. Space bestows an unbounded theater for suns and planets, constellations to dance their graceful orbits. Space offers you and me an infinite arena to play and explore and experience. Receive the gift of this moment in space. Receive the gift of this moment in space. Lauren and I were talking at the beginning of class about the 21 days that many of you are doing with me to prepare for this beautiful energy shift on Monday, the 21st, for Saturn and Jupiter. That's one of the things that are happening. So many interesting energies are moving through us. And to be as spacious as you can, meaning give yourself foods that are healing and light, give yourself friendships that are healing and light, give yourself a home that is healing and light, and any part of that that you do for yourself, right? Have gratitude. Turn your cheek to the other side if you haven't yet. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know that. I know you do this so incredibly well. Just for another moment before we come into Sphinx pose, I want you to feel the earth beneath you. Stories that come from the earth beneath you. This morning in the 21 days, I did a meditation on the heartbeat, our own heartbeat, and the heartbeat of roses, the heartbeat of a birch tree, the heartbeat of a lavender bush, the heartbeat of a blade of grass. Don't miss that because we're so busy getting into the next moment or living in the past. Come on up to Sphinx, come onto your elbows. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Pull your heart forward. Pull your hands back. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up, butt up. Rib cage up, thighs up, navel in. Then walk your feet in slowly until your hips reach to the sky. Don't worry, you're not kicking up. I'm just taking you into this beautiful lift and release. Navel in. Inhale the right leg to the sky. Lower the right leg back down. Now, if I say inhale the leg up and you lift the leg without inhaling, you got to put it back down. Inhale the other leg up. Exhale, bring it down. Come on down to your knees and press back into child's pose. Everything is easier when you breathe with it. Everything is easier when you bring your prana to it. Okay, come on up, swing your legs out in front of you and lay on your back, hug your knees into your chest. And then allow your feet to drop down to the floor for just a moment. Let your arms release. Constructive rest pose. Breathe deeply here. Long inhales and long exhales. Try to keep your knees bent. That releases your low back. Yeah. Keep breathing. And then draw your knees into your chest and bring your right knee on top of your left knee. So knee on top of knee. Bring your arms alongside the body. Bring the knees in close towards your navel. So bringing your knees in and then start to bring your bring your feet toward the floor. So you're going to squeeze your knees in and then bring your toes toward the floor, nice and slow. That's it, Penny, beautiful. So it's knee to knee. Jen Collins, can you bring knee on top of knee or no? Knee to knee instead, Squeeze in, go slow. Next time you bring the knees in, keep them there, keep your arms on the floor, and then squeeze your shins away from each other and then pull your shins toward each other. Pull your shins away from each other and then pull them toward each other. Keep your navel in. Good, next time you squeeze your shins in, keep them there. Squeeze your shins in and keep them there. And as your shins squeeze in, widen your sit bones. Pull your sit bones widen apart. Pull, pull, pull. Keep your knees coming in, toward your chest. Beautiful. Take your legs straight up to the sky. Soften your ribs to the floor. Don't let your ribs pop up. And then change other knee on top. Left knee on top of right knee. Draw your knees in towards your navel. Keep your arms on the floor. And then push your knees toward the front of your mat. Pull your knees in. Pull them toward the front of your mat. Next time you draw them in, keep them close in, and then squeeze your shins away from each other and then pull them toward each other. Don't use your hands. Most of you I can still see, so I can still yell at you. And then next time you draw your shins in, keep your hands on the floor, squeeze your shins in, but pull your sit bones wide and apart. Keep your knees bent. Good, take your legs up to the sky. Now pull your legs out to the letter V, arms on the floor. How much your hands want to help your legs. Good, take your legs a little closer to your belly button, flex your feet. And then squeeze your legs in nice and slow. Bring your legs to touch, nice and slow. Do not let your arms help you. Your arms are so sweet. Tell them to just lie on the floor and relax. Good, and then take your legs out again, squeeze in nice and slow. Go slow. One more time. Out to that letter V for victory. Squeeze in slow, slow, slow. And then release the feet down onto the floor. Beautiful, everybody. Yeah, take your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees drop left and right. Feet as wide as the mat, drop your knees left, and then drop your knees right. Next time you drop your knees right, leave them there. And if you'd like to, you can take your right ankle on top of your left knee, right ankle on top of your left knee, if that feels good. Otherwise, just leave it where it is. Leave both feet on the floor. Good. Come on up and change sides. Drop the knees to the other side. And if you want left ankle on top of right knee, you can do that. And continuing your long, deep breathing. And come back to center. Come back to center. We're going to take bridge pose. Feet on the floor. Lift your hips high to the sky. Clasp your hands underneath you. God bless you. My husband's been calling whenever our dog Blue lays on him and he can't move, dog paralysis. I see some of you having a little bit of dog paralysis happening. Good. Make sure you lift that chin. The sides of the throat stays nice and long. And you're finding that perfect place where that you're seeking freedom. And then lower those hips back down. I'm going to offer you an inversion. So some of you might want to take your legs up to the sky and just stay there. Some of you might want to wander over to a wall and put your legs up the wall, or shoulder stand. Or some of you might like headstand or handstand today. So for the next couple of moments, find something to invert yourself. Again, legs up the wall, shoulder stand, headstand, handstand. I do suggest it's not a time to try something new, but find something that you're completely safe and comfortable doing, and continue to enjoy your breath. Keep breathing. And maybe for you, it's bringing the feet together, lying on your back, bringing the feet together, letting your knees drop open, supine Baddha Konasana. Maybe that's a place for you to find yourself after coming out of an inversion. I'm going to give about another minute. So if you would prefer to come out, certainly do that. And maybe lie on your back, bring the soles of your feet together. Find that space that I was speaking about, that open space. Really beautiful, everybody. And then if you're still in an aversion, prepare to come down from that or out of that. If you were in headstand, come into child's pose for a minute. If you're on your back, hug your knees into your chest and roll up to sit. So we'll find ourselves all seated in a moment. Stretch your legs nice and wide, maybe a blanket underneath your seat. Think of drawing your seat back so the sit bones go wide. If you have props, you're welcome to come forward into a wide-legged forward bend, maybe a block underneath your forehead. Nice tree. Your hamstrings still feel a little congested. Feel free to bend your knees and lengthen through more of your spine. Activate your feet if your knees are bent. And slowly rise back up. Come into a cross-legged position and take a twist to your right. Just twist, lengthen, sit tall here, pull the navel in. And then twist to your left. Come back to center. Place your palms on your knees with your palms facing up. Just open space, open mind, open heart is often what this is referred to as. To close the ears that track the outer world, open the ears of the soul, engage the muscles at the base of the pelvis, the intimate, special places, and cherish the vibrating energies there contained. The song of creation, sustaining, enlivening, is thrumming in your body, whispering secrets. Listen in, meditating on the symphony of your own life current. Enter the palace of the Creator. You are wow. Claim that wow. Take just a moment in silent meditation. Allowing yourself to come down onto your back for Shavasana. Josh is going to serenade you a little bit in your Shavasana, so settle in. This is one of his new songs that just came out.
Come out and say it. I feel a bit so alone, crowded in cities, someplace nobody knows. Lying in bed with someone you said you love, waiting for that one person to come and pick you up. I'm lonely too. Guess that makes us lonely together. I'm lonely too. Does it make us lonely together? Does anybody hear me? Does anybody see me? Does anybody care? Somebody hold me, somebody feel me. Is anybody there? Just come out and say it. When I feel a bit alone, crowded in cities, or someplace nobody knows. Lying in bed with someone you said you love, waiting for that one person to come and pick you up. I'm lonely too. Guess that makes us lonely together. I'm lonely too. Does that make us lonely together? Does anybody hear me? Does anybody see me? Does anybody care? Somebody hold me, somebody feel me. Is anybody there? And if there's anybody there, scream. Ah, and if there's anybody there, scream. Ah, just come out and say where I feel a bit alone.
Begin to deepen your breath. Let your body stretch in any way that serves you well. If you're lying down, hug your knees into your chest. Roll to the right side and come on up to sit. Bringing your hands to your heart center and bowing your head to this incredibly gift of you. May we not miss a moment in celebrating who we are and what we're doing here together in this moment. For this moment is so powerful, and it exists as a way for us to grow in love. May we do this together. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Slide your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you have a beautiful day. Go make every moment fantastic. I love you.
Thank you so much, Sheryl.
Of course, of course, of course.
Have a great day.